Welcome to HardReset.Info. In this video, I'm going to show you camera tips and tricks for your Redmi 13. Let's start out by going into the camera app. In here, the first thing you're going to see is the photo mode. Here, you can try to see if your HDR is turned on. If it is turned on, which you can see by it not being striked out, or when you click it, it says auto. This will mean that automatically, when your phone decides it should be enabled, it will use HDR, which is higher dynamic rate, which will allow for your phone to capture photos of brighter areas with higher contrasts. Another thing you may do with photo mode is tap on the arrow and, for example, turn on grid lines to simply help you align things better. You can enable the center mark, which looks like this, as you can see, a little plus right here, as well as you may use the straighten option, which will help you keep your photos straight again. You can turn them off if you find them annoying. You can also change the shutter type, for example voice shutter, so that you can say cheese, so your phone takes a photo, or tap to take a photo, which will allow you to tap to, take a photo on your screen. Just tap anywhere and it's going to take a photo, as you can see. You might not always catch it. Yes. You can of course turn them off if you don't want them. You can also use the tilt shift options in order to get something of a different aesthetic, you could say. It can help in making certain things look miniature. I'm sure you've seen one of those videos of a truck riding along the road where it looks just quite small, despite the fact that it isn't small. That's because they used tilt shift. You can also use the macro mode to take photos of smaller objects from way closer up, which will use the macro camera of your phone, which is this one right here. As you can see, it allows you to take a photo from way closer up without it being blurry, although the quality may not be the best. But as you can see, if you turn off macro, the photo is all blurry because it can't focus. Now, that's this. Another thing you can do in photo mode is of course use the Beautify option, which will, when taking photos of different things, might help make those things look more beautiful, as the name suggests. Also, you can try using filters. Just pick the one you believe fits the photo the best. Another thing you may do with photos is enter the 108 megapixel mode, which will use the 108 megapixel mode of your camera, which will mean that your photos will be higher quality, but also take more space, so keep that in mind. Also, for the 108 megapixel mode, HDR is not available, as well as a few other options. As you can see, you can still use the different shutter types, the grid lines, as well as the timer and watermarks, if those are the things you want to use. But as compared with normal photo mode, you can see there's no tilt shift, there's no timed burst, and there's no macro because they use a different camera. Also, with time burst, you can turn it on, which will allow you to take a huge amount of photos at the same time, let's say 10, with an interval of 10 seconds, which should mean that now when you hold your... No, that's not it. Okay, so with time burst, when you have it set up, as you can see, let's say 10 photos with interval of, let's say, 2 seconds, Now, when you take a photo, it's going to start taking photos one after another automatically every time the interval ends. You can of course stop it prematurely by tapping on the stop button. Another thing you can do with photo mode is take a short video, as you can see by pressing and holding the shutter button. When you stop holding it, it's going to stop recording. It's just for recording quick videos in case you don't have time to enter video mode when you want to just capture something really quickly. And moving on to videos, you can change video quality by either tapping here to change between 720p and 1080p, or going into again the settings menu and choosing your resolution here. You can yet again change the grid lines or use the macro mode if you're recording something really close up. Also about videos, you can use the Beautify filter tool, as well as you can try recording time lapses. When recording time lapses, you can tap right here to enter settings, where you can change the speed of the time lapse, which will be the degree to which it's sped up, as well as the duration, where you select the amount of time you're going to be recording for, and at the bottom you can see the duration that the time lapse itself will have at the very end. The same with changing the speed when you have the duration set. You can also see the duration changing depending on how much it's sped up. Now another thing you can do with time lapses is tap on the settings here and change those different settings on your own, the white balance and other settings, the ISO. Just pick and choose what you think is the best for your specific needs, or keep them automatic by taking them all the way to the left, or with EV keeping it at 0. And that's about it for time lapses. Of course, when you're recording a time lapse, you'll see two timers. The one on the left is the duration you've been recording for, and the one on the right is how long the end video is going to be. As you can see, it's not even increasing right now because we need to record for 30 seconds in order to get 1 second video from this. Now, returning to photos. If you're taking a photo at night or in low light areas, you can try using the night mode, which will of course take a slightly longer exposure photo, which might help you bring out some extra contrast if you're taking a photo, well, especially during night, because it will allow you to see in areas that aren't too well lit. But also from experience I can say that night mode photos, even if it isn't dark, even if it is pretty bright, can look quite pretty. So you can try out taking a photo using night mode, even instead of just a normal photo, though you do have to keep your phone steady in order to not make it look blurry in the end. And that's it. If this video helped you, please consider subscribing, leave a like and a comment down below.